this was the second week of back mount, so I believe that's what we're going to be looking at today. So let's pull it up. I think I got.
Matching rashies.
What was that?
Matching rashies to start.
The Rash Bros. Yeah, Chris and Jordan. Mitch going hard with Steven. Yeah, the Pink Cheetah Boys getting after it. Cole looking to elevate there, but could not get Josh overhead. Yeah, sure. See, we need to like make Josh and Cole do a guest spot, and that could be the hot tub stream. And we could get them some bathing suits of a shorter cut that match their pink leopard rash guard.
We'll just have Cole wear his infamous shorts to class that he wore to class.
That's an after hour stream. Oh, and then so we got Caleb here. I don't know if Caleb was there the rest of this week at all, but he and I are rolling. He's one of our newer members. Just getting back into it, I think, after a few months off after training out in Raleigh. So it was cool to have him back on the mat, working some stuff he knows. Trying to mess me up. Chris down on a single leg here. Trying to run the pipe. Good. Nice. That was good. Good reversal from Jordan.
Yeah. I really like how you were getting your hips away, right? Like this is something I really like to see. So yeah, you try to elevate and try and fling him off, right? But the important piece is that you didn't just stay down. Like you elevated, you got your hips out and away, and you go straight into the front headlock position. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, this overhook grip. I got the tiny arrow today. This like lat overhook grip is really helping you keep Chris at bay while you get your hips back up.
Yeah.
Little foot sweep on Caleb here as we scramble up. Let's see what so just right up to the collar tie, have the wrist grip. He leaves his ankle out front. Just get him a little off balance with the collar tie, sweep the foot out. And then notice how I really focus on keeping my knee, like I don't want to get a takedown and then have to pass the guard if I could avoid it. So as Caleb's butt hits the mat here, my right knee will come in and kind of go not quite to a knee on belly position, but I just get my shin and my shoelaces like right against his hip. You'll see right there. And then now as he tries to shrimp his butt away and get his legs back in, I have this knee elbow connection over top of his body just to make it difficult for him to try to get his guard back. So kind of tracking him, settling into side control, and then looking to advance my pin or let him work, whatever. Let's see how Josh gets him out here. Josh is
over. Yeah.
What was that?
He winds up stepping over from like kind of almost going into a body lock in half guard, and then doesn't quite make a connection with the hands. Strong cross face, but then you'll see him push down on the knee and then hike his leg over top, exploiting like the weakness of the human body, right? Which is like the hip flexor. It's really tough. Really tough to keep the knee pinned to your chest. It's really easy to extend the knee away from the chest, but doesn't work in the other direction as well.
Then you got you and Jordan. I didn't say anything, dude. Turn your caps lock off.
Dude, me getting on top of Jordan here, can you go back? I can't remember exactly how I got on top, but
let's go back to the shot because it looks like maybe
that's right.
Back. Okay.
Yeah, no, I actually sat to guard. So,
yeah, but even then, how the hell did you get on top from there? Jordan's no Small fry. Okay, so it looks like he tried to step over, or you. Let's see. Did he? He tries to back step off of that
That's
hook.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. So he came across, and I actually, I remember this now. So when he did that, I actually used my right hand to block his left knee, so that he couldn't, like, because he really likes to sprawl and walk around, and so, like, I know he does that. So you'll see my right hand is actually coming down in order to, like, hand block his knee so that he can't take a big step around, and I'm elevating with my left hook.
Yeah.
And yeah, this sweep saved the rest of the match for me, because I did not want to play bottom anymore.
Yeah, and so I can't say I'm very successful with something like this. I don't know if that's something I do much, but I guess my initial thought with this is if he wants to try to backstep off of that leg, he's going to need to keep your hips pinned. And what he does here is try to cover the entire body. So he takes his left hand up to the shoulders and basically has no impediment around your waist. So that allows you to follow through with him. You'll see the hips come up. You beat him on hip height. And I feel like that may have worked for him if he had managed to keep your hips pinned. So instead of reaching with that left arm up over the shoulder, come down to the hips, basically putting the entire focus across the hips instead of a crossbody position.
Yeah, I totally agree. And when he did that, and when I'm coming back up on top, both of my arms were actually on his left side, right? I'm doing that double scoop grip / double underhook position on the far side. So when I come up on top, I'm able to sneak my underhook in and now threaten a knee cut pass. But to be honest with you, when he was coming up in this position, I didn't have any plans of passing. I really just wanted to cook him in half guard here and let him try and escape. And this was just a tactic just to get him tired out.
Yeah.
So I'm really not trying to pass the guard here unless he gives it to me. I'm just pressuring my knees from one side to another, just trying to make sure that he's, trying to reach up and grab my leg, trying to reach up and go for an underhook.
And engaging his abs, like crunching in.
Exactly.
Real tiring.
Yeah. I know how tiring is for me, so fuck everybody else. I'm going to do that to you.
I just want to highlight Mitchell here being real sneaky. Watch this. He goes to do a technical stand-up, and then immediately shoots on this low head inside single, like a John Smith style single. I think he could have won this exchange there. He turns his back towards the mat, which was not gonna work for him. But I think I actually really like this, like the fake get up, the shot. I think
that's perfect.
Yeah, like I think if he held Steven's ankle, drove through the knee, and then cut his angle to side control, it would have worked a lot better. But I love the intention here. It was really cool. It looked like Josh was trying to enter into cross Ashi there, maybe. What'd you have for lunch that day, Cole? Probably didn't have a glass of milk, as I think we learned on the last stream is of the utmost importance. Jordan putting on trying to put some heavy pressure on him. What's going on here? Is it, I feel like maybe he's trapped in half guard. I like that, Jordan. You just need to have the cross-face arm established if you're going to try to pummel your head underneath that arm.
Yeah, you could be going, if you were trying to go for the Kimura, that wouldn't be bad, right? I want you, if you're going to be in this position and you're kind of playing loose, you kind of want to bait them to go for that underhook and establish this wrist grip that you have here. You actually had a really good setup for a Kimura, which we know that Matt here likes to use that to pass Chris's guard, quite effectively. So the right hand, your right hand on Chris's left wrist, and then going over top of the shoulder and making a figure 4 connection with your hands would give you a really strong Kimura and a really strong guard pass.
Yeah, definitely need to switch the wrist grip. See Josh. Jesus, we're still in the first round. Whatever. Here we go. Oh yeah, I think, is this what we saw earlier? No, maybe a variation of this. That 2-on, Cole, you took a really brief 2-on-1 wrist grip here. However you want to like establish your grip, a 2-on-1 as someone is trying to like heavy pass you is really, really useful in shutting that down, especially with body lock passes. It's pretty much essential to prohibit the entire move. Just a point of note there. Josh, like, it looks like he kind of like fights his hand free. But yeah, if someone's heavy passing you, that's a really great early prevention tactic. Putting Caleb in and out of leg entanglements here, letting him get to work. I don't think he had too much experience with those, according to him. So we'll have a lot to teach him come this week when we start leg attacks. Jesus, Cole. Did you just like walk into Sheets and say, give me everything? Just trying to make people stuck to move is my strategy.
I do like, Jordan, how you're grabbing his you're definitely hand fighting here, and you're keeping his right hand busy, his bottom hand busy, which is going to be the one that he's really going to need to establish in order to retain the guard, right? So if he keeps his bottom hand and elbow close to his body, it's really tough for you to pass the guard. So tying that one up or getting it under your control is definitely a good tactic to make somebody feel stuck in half guard.
More of this stupid stuff that I don't like that works for you guys. That I don't like it because I just probably can't do it. Cole with this sweep. This is an UPA variation that I'm not familiar with. So we've got, let's just call it a body lock UPA. Watch this.
Yeah, locks down that elbow.
Yep. And then over the body, rather than, you know, the typical overhook that you would use on the trap, bridge, and roll. And then puts Josh's head down. Nice bridge. And then now this is interesting because it sets him up for a body lock, but Josh is in closed guard, so not going to work quite as well unless Josh switches to an open guard, which he does, but Cole doesn't have that body lock grip at this point. Good counter from Josh on the Kimura setup.
Yeah, I like the shin pin you were going for, Cole. You just left that left arm behind.
Josh, I want you going for his right arm because it'll scare him more. No other reason. Almost gets the sweep here, and then Cole just says, nah. Good job going back to close guard, though. Kind of just get reset, take your time. Cole taking the opportunity when the legs come open.
On Jordan there, Jordan, I went around to go and take the back. I briefly took the back. I don't think I was able to establish any sort of hooks or anything. He was really good at getting his hips out. So yeah, we're going to the front headlock. I put, a thumb post there behind the arm to hit my go behind here. Come around to the back.
Drive the knee
insert my knee. Yeah. And I'm trying to work my way around, but he's a pretty strong dude. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to get my top hook in as I carry him over, and he just like lays down on my leg and immediately gets out. So I keep that head and arm, and I pull him in nice and tight, and I flatten my hips out in order to keep him, you know, basically his back is down to the mat, but I don't let his shoulders ever go down to the mat. And then from here, when he starts to, when I abandon it, I go straight into a katagatame. So I still leave myself open for going for a submission here on this guy.
That was nice.
It was a tough sell, but I got it.
There were a few, like, there were adjustments you made through this that were really key. And first off, like, that tricep to the hand. Like, that's what I yell at you guys so much for when I don't see you. Try to just, like, fly around to the back without this. That's how you get caught. So Mike takes his time and does that perfectly. And then here, this was interesting because, you know, normally we talk about driving the knee in, especially in turtle. Well, Jordan decides to posture up a bit, and he's not really in a turtle position. And as you start to go behind, you just go, I don't need to get my knee in. I'll just drop my hook directly in. Like, it doesn't matter at that point. So it was just like quick, easy adjustment. You know, you guys just got to be mindful of that. Don't get really like myopic on one specific technique. Understand at any given time what your opponent's giving you. There's that. Good guard retention on your end.
Dude, that was all I could think about. I was like, I've got 20 seconds to keep this guy off me.
Cole with the last second Americana off of the sweep.
The Oopa Troopa. Nice.
So over the back, gets the butterfly hook in and elevates. Oh, nice. And then switches to like basically a shoulder crunch sweep. Right there, little last minute switch. And it's not a configuration you often see. Normally you see the forearm in front of the face. That's interesting.
But Josh is so stretched out at this point, right? Like
yeah.
Cole's ability to keep the hooks in a very dangerous spot in like really awkward positions really kind of makes the bottom game for him. And he's able to extend his right leg away to keep Josh's right arm, you know, extended out so far that Josh has no base.
Yeah. Love tap from Cole.
Steven was out for blood this day.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Like you could see like 50% out of that eye. It was just squinting in everyone's direction.
This little double leg. Put Chris right down.
Are you with Brandon? You're with Brandon.
Yep. And Josh and Mitchell? No, not Mitchell. You?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm playing really heavy on Brandon's head. Brandon, I've said it before, I'll keep saying it, he's getting very good at getting his single legs. So I'm trying to do what I can to disrupt his shot and, you know, just like keeping, I guess the best way to say it, like keeping the collar ties nice and heavy. As he goes to shoot in, it just lets me deflect his head down towards the mat, you know, disrupts the shot that way. It's a post that I could push off of, so I can create distance when I can't stop him. And then right there, just I saw an opportunity to counter his we'll call it a feint. I don't want to call it a shot because it's not really underneath me at all. He just about goes for an ankle pick and but leaves his own ankle out, so I switched up and take it.
Yeah, that was a nice counter ankle pick. Ankle pick to an ankle pick. Steven, yeah, he just heavy pressure to get around this guard.
Working from half guard.
Love that scoop grip on the far side leg.
Yeah.
That really helps keep that one, to where he can't get both knees over and create good frames.
This is like something that I think Jordan could have done in the previous round with you when we saw him take that big back step and you got the sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, he takes the scoop grip at the knee, and I said earlier, if Jordan had focused on pinning the hips in some way as he made that back step, maybe it would have worked. That's essentially what Steven's doing here with this. It's not a direct hand or forearm or elbow at the hip, but it keeps Chris's hips immobile enough that when he does back step, it's going to be very difficult for Chris to turn towards him. And then now, this is a really great move too. He gets his leg free, but now he has to get around the inside leg, Chris's right leg. So he leaves the scoop grip and takes this kind of a scoop over top of the ankle, which I love this grip against legs. Like, talk about exploiting a weakness of the human body. Like, you put someone's foot against their butt and you hold it there, they're not going to be able to extend their leg at all. So now as Steven takes his time to set that up, starts to circle around, make sure he gets chest to chest. See him digging under the knees to secure his pass. Nice.
It's pinned to the left hip. That's what I really like about going into north-south there, right? He's pretty heavy with his hips down on Chris's right side, so he uses his head to pin the left side of his hip.
Yeah, nice, slow, controlled approach to the guard pass.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, because it's a good example of it. Whenever somebody puts a knee, or a hand on your knee, it's an excellent opportunity for an underhook. A very, very easy underhook. And now I feel pretty confident going to like a dorsal Kimura position or something like that to pass. Here it looks like I opted to work from like a half guard, working my way to 3/4 mount. Now to a T Kimura position if I can get my leg free.
Yeah.
That's really funny, Cole. What happened here?
Oh, that's what I was laughing at or snickering.
Oh, Jesus. I'd like to see what Steven did again. You want to see Steven break Chris's neck. Got it. I missed that. This was nice. So it looks like I bet right here Steven sets up his guillotine grip over the head. Yeah, now you could see his elbow pointing out as he comes over. And then once he gets up top, he's so deep on that already. Got good position. The only thing, he gets the tap here, so I'm gonna be extra picky. I would just like to see this distance closed up between the shoulder and the back of Chris's neck. That would make it picture perfect to me. Got enough of the neck though to get the strangle. It looks like either that or a crank, but either way that was nasty. Quite bendy. Yeah, we've seen Chris's neck bend in some strange ways.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working my way to nothing, I guess. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Brandon did a great job defending this. He captures my leg between his two legs.
Okay. Like a deep half guard.
Yeah, and just like did not. He focused on keeping that, which I was happy with. That way I can't set up a side triangle, a leg scissor, and it kind of makes it immobilizes me a bit. And then now he's able to get his knees to the mat, turn up, and get safe, and then goes on the leg attack.
Yeah.
So, very good defending from Brandon. Chris got his headgear. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. Chris about took Steven's back. As you take Josh's back.
Dude, we had some scraps that night.
So you were getting north-south?
Yeah, I came around. I can't remember how I wrestled up, but I wound up getting him put on his back. So I came up and passed the guard. Wound up throwing the legs by and then going into north-south.
He turns towards you.
Yep.
You decide to take the back. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get body triangles on Josh anytime soon.
Yeah, so I'm going here, and I'm really trying to work the straitjacket system, and he is just not letting me do anything. So I get kind of frustrated with it, and I switch to that underhook.
Yeah.
And I switch right into the arm.
Make space to get the nice.
Yeah,
you make space to get your leg through. Go to the 3/4 arm bar.
Yep.
Nice. Chris with his little Gumby guard.
Jeez, dude.
Great job inverting and just coming back to a
keeps that
safe
one
spot.
leg inside in the middle. It's only needed.
Yeah.
You're on Brandon's back.
Yes, and let's see. It looks like I have been working the straitjacket approach with him. So I'm looking to trap the top arm with my top leg, and he's playing a dangerous game here by pushing on my leg with his top arm.
And you're in high ball. You're in the high ball ride, so his hips are cut way left.
There,
but you're working to get your hook in. Yeah. Okay. Now he's in real danger. Yeah.
I don't know if we could see it too well. I have. Let's see. Do I have his? Yeah. It's difficult to see, but I believe I have his top arm gripped with my bottom arm. So I have the cross-side grip that I was telling you guys about like 2 weeks ago, I think. So here I take his hand nice and low. That allows me to get my top leg over it. So there I'm really focusing on trying to get that arm trapped. There he sneaks it off. That's what it was. That's where I actually get it. Okay. So as he, again, kind of inadvisable here. It's a dangerous move, but he's using his top arm. We're on our back now, so it's hard to call it the top arm, but if we were on our left side like we were, that would be his top arm against my top leg. I sneakily pin it in place with my bottom leg. I was just kind of improvising here, but then I pass over, cross my ankles, because I probably didn't feel too confident about taking my foot behind his back at this point without losing it. And then now I focus on my bottom arm capturing his bottom wrist, and then I go on the attack to get under the chin. I don't know how successful I was here. Trying to be nice. I don't want to dig under his nose really hard, so I go to the jawline. There, he gets his arm back. Back enough. Oh yeah, no, it is out.
You switched legs, or arms rather, for the trap.
Yeah, we go to the right side. So everything I did on the left side isn't going to work. Let's see the switch I make. So he goes over here. I'm using that kind of plan B approach where I have my top arm now doing the work as opposed to the cross side bottom arm. Let's see if I stick to that. There I make a pass off. Now it's going to be easier for me to trap.
Elbow.
He gets
now
his
you're
leg.
on the neck.
Yeah, he gets his arm free though. So not my not my best time with that strategy, which is
So
why I
here's the
do what
arm.
you did.
Yep.
Switch to the armbar. Again, just more like solid defending from Brandon. Makes me very happy. Looks like Steven did something from the back too here.
You see Josh pick me up from my neck.
I did not see that.
Yeah, it'll come after, or right at the same time. I think that Steven finishes this.
Nice. So kind. I assume that's what you're laughing at, Josh? Steven looks like initially maybe digging for the arm, goes for the back. Good body triangle. I think Steven's just on a straight war path to get on the head, so no real hand fighting at that point. I think he just gets a good deep grip around the head, probably a mandible strangle. So I was trying the shoulder senkaku approach, or whatever new guys call it. Either that or like the scissor leg setup. No, I guess it is a triangle. But Brandon was on his game, man. He had a really, really great defensive round. Look at that leg transition.
Oh,
Like all of this, it's so awesome seeing him do all this. So I'm in this like far leg or far hip Ashigarami there. I want to watch that again.
Yeah, he actually goes into a cross Ashi.
Yeah, he stacks me out of this armbar.
And then left leg, does it go in between your legs?
Yeah, so his left leg is over. And he's got a Komura grip on my leg.
Yes, he does.
And then right here as I sit up, he sinks in, just about sinks in across Ashi.
Oh yeah.
I think if he took the time to get this leg in between my legs, I probably would have been in a lot more trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Not that this just isn't the most secure leg position.
And it leaves you to counters, like pretty easy counters.
Yeah. So here I'm really focusing on the.
Now you're in cross Ashi.
Exactly, and now so again,
50.
I don't weave my leg in similar to how he does it, but I have a bit tighter of a connection, a hip to hip connection, and then here I think it looks like I have
that's the heel.
I have the heel exposed, but I want him to work here, so he starts to counter me. He's trying to get my second leg here, I think, in an effort to hit his own either straight ankle or counter heel hook. that was killer. I forgot about that little scramble. That was nice. Steven and Cole. I think I take Chris. Jordan versus Jordan. Chris going heavy on the head. Double gaze. Exactly. Is this you guys just trying to break each other's ankles here? I don't know who tapped here. We don't have Steven in the chat to argue when Cole says that Steven tapped. I feel like Steven gave that one up. But just for the both of you, I just want you guys to know both of you suck. There's too much space here. Between the chin and the hands, on both of you, a little too much space.
And
Oh,
no
it
one
was
has
Steven.
inside position.
Oh, Cole tapped. Okay. What was that?
No one has inside position.
Yeah.
Steven's legs are on the outside, and Cole's legs are double inside.
Yeah. This is it's funny. Just like rip it and rip it. See who
Yeah.
quits. Yeah, funny, but yeah, just whatever. Something to keep in mind next time you're going for that. You do what you got to do, Cole. If going all caps will keep your chin and your hands close together on leg attacks, go for it. Chris and I had a fun little
That was an
scramble
interesting. Yeah, so that was a really interesting. You like knee picked the near side knee off of this bot. Like,
here.
okay, so you tried to go around the back, and then now you're gonna scoop that leg.
Yeah, we're
His
just in
right
the
leg.
spin cycle here. So then right there, I scoop behind him. What I wanted to do was spin him backwards this way.
Sure, and dump him on the left. Yeah, to
Exactly.
your left. Yep.
And I do, but he wizards me really well.
Yeah.
Like I just wasn't expecting it. He puts me right down, so I go, okay, let me get out, get back up. Kind of dog fighting. That was a fun exchange. Yeah, totally. Pulls me down, throws the head over, and then so this is funny. Going into like the standing guillotine defense, but I couldn't really break his back down, like pulling him to the side.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to go out from up here, so I'm just gonna bring it down to the mat and try to work out of it from there. But I did something here that it looks stupid, but it was intentional. The technique just did not work for me. I saw a wrestler who when he would take take shots on double legs and get sprawled on, he would stiffen the spine and his neck and like pull himself further underneath with like very erect posture, and then he'd get so far underneath the hips that he was then able to like get the double leg back from there. So you'll see me like I go on this, you'll see me right there. I'm trying to like pull myself underneath higher. I don't think my hips go far enough underneath, and then now I'm just in a spot where like I kind of have to bail because I didn't get Chris off balance. I think the one thing that saves me here, watch my right arm go to his right hip, and that's going to prevent him from like jumping up and getting the leg over my back. Since my head is on his right side, I really would like my hips to be over here if we make it to the ground. So if he got that leg up, I'd be really, really screwed. Now, once I get my leg up and like kind of start climbing, it's not that big of a deal. I could get safe eventually, but I give up a lot of position before I do.
Yeah, the standing guillotine works when the person when both people have their hips close to each other, right? So
Yeah.
Chris is trying to bring the hips in close. Matt's trying to keep the distance away. He's doing that whether it's with a push on the hip, whether it's the knees or legs keeping distance here. His hips are as far away from Chris as he can possibly get, which alleviates the strangle pressure.
Yeah, Jordan, it works so well for wrestlers because they don't have to worry about guillotines without guillotines in the sense that we have to worry about them. Wrestlers need to have the head and arm, so
they're just so natural at reshots too, like we do when we talked about this before. We're very poor at shooting again, like reshooting.
Yeah.
And that's something I know I'd like to get better at if I ever wrestle.
Yeah,
sitting guard.
Even just moving underneath your opponent after they've sprawled, like we're pretty terrible at it. This was a move out of your book, so digging on the leg here, big leg way up and over, spinning around to outside Ashi, and then now trying to dig out for the heel. I think I get the heel here.
Yeah, that looks tight.
And I'm trying to back heel with my top leg as best I can. There, I get it. I feel pretty confident here.
Yeah.
Like Alec Baldwin. I missed the nuance of our conversation that would have led me to know what the hell you're talking about with Alec Baldwin. So Steven goes for a Kimura, legs open. Cole uses this. It's an opportunity to step right over the mount. Nice. A little dangerous with the Kimura. I think he looks like Cole gets his hips out far enough to keep his hand safe as he makes that transition. Ah, yes, gotcha. Funny. Yeah, I got it, Josh. You didn't need to clarify. Cole now on his own Kimura.
Ooh, buggy choke attempt.
Oh, Chris, yeah, because I think one of you said it.
Oh, really?
I feel like maybe you said it. I don't
normally
remember.
say that.
What?
That does sound like something.
Yeah.
I normally do say that if someone
like
said
buggy
bottom
choke.
side control.
Yeah. So that, yeah, for this, I do what I think I saw Craig Jones first do when he, I believe, he went up against one of the Rotolos, I think, and they tried to do this, and he just kind of plants his hands, postures up, almost like a referee position in wrestling, and like I just don't give Chris the space, or give him the constriction he needs. I create too much space. So you guys have at it. Try to buggy choke me. I'm not saying that it'll never work, but can normally feel early on when you guys are thinking it, so it's easier to shut down. Cole goes on his own Kimura grip here. Damn, Steven was able to get to his base. Cole loses the back transition. Got.
Is Chris still going for it? Or did you rewind?
Yeah. No, he is. He
still
went
going.
for it for a minute. Looks like Steven digs out another straight ankle on the top leg here. Okay. Got it.
Jordans are going for leg entanglements here.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like not bald Jordan was going on the heel hook. There he gets the pass.
Big back step, yeah.
Of course it was genuine.
Oh, that's right. That's what I was coaching. I was coaching both of them.
What is it, Josh? The Corvette story was never real? Do you want to point out more of what I do good and less of what I do? That's the best way to learn, is when people show you how good you did something.
I'm jealous. I might need to go get a milkshake.
Let's see what approach I take with Chris here. And Steven working from open guard to an omoplata.
Oh, chocolate banana sounds good.
I think. God, you are all humongous. Even if you're not, you're just fat. Nah, I would totally have one of those too. Dude, I had some banana chocolate crepes in Montreal.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, with some legit maple syrup. It was
Yeah.
one of the best things I ate while I was up there, and it was at a like a farmer's market in a little tiny thing off to the side from like some produce stands. It's delicious.
Those are the best. Did they make them like right in front of you with that like big
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like a little tiny rolling pin type thing that they like scoop around in order to flatten out the crate?
I didn't get to watch them because we
okay.
jumped at a table because it was packed. So as soon as the table came
Yeah.
up, we took one. But Yeah, it was legit. No, I don't mean pancakes. Pancakes are very different from crepes, Jordan. In fact, we ordered what on the menu was called pancakes at one point, and they were like thick. They were like yay thick. It was not like what we do. All right, I left after that round with Chris, so I have no idea what to expect from any of you.
Oh, dude. Yeah, Cole does almost knee bar the shit out of me here in a minute. I don't remember how I got on top, but we started out, I think I pulled guard on him, and yeah, I got on top. Oh, I'm trying to set up. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to set up a triangle.
So Josh and Steve are just like, I feel like they're just smacking the hell out of each other's heads and doing no wrestling whatsoever.
Just wait for it.
Legs are wide open. You're making Cole miserable right now.
I was trying to get him to tap, but he was just being stubborn.
So Cole, everything you're doing here is wrong and nothing you're doing is right. Just wanted to point that out. Good pressure from Josh here on the bottom to disrupt the Steven's advancement.
Oh yeah.
Just have to. You gotta. Yeah. I was gonna say try to get your. Oh God. Try to turn in a little bit sooner just to get your guard back, but yeah, Steven, you're in some trouble here, bud. Doesn't look good there, bud. Josh,
Probably
you know
heard a lot of that.
It's like Josh can't decide which to take his elbow. What was that?
Yeah, you said you probably heard a lot of that in Canada.
Dude, it was Montreal, so it was all French, man.
Oh, gotcha.
It's funny, people go bonjour, hello, when like you walk in, like a server always says bonjour, hello, and I'm just like hello, and they're like, got it. American.
Yeah, so Cole, on this, I was trying to get him to fall back, I was trying to go for the arm here, and he sits me back on my butt, and I lose my balance, and I'm like, oh no. So as I try to adjust, he's got my leg trapped under his head, and he keeps it and goes on his attack for the world's tightest knee bar right here.
Damn.
And he's pushing my leg across his hip, and at the last second I pull in to try and get my knee line as deep as I possibly can, and then I'm able to turn my leg out, so that way. But you see where his thigh is right there?
Yeah.
When he was pulling, like he adjusted really well, and then he tried to break over his right hip here. So he's like lifting up and closing down, and all I'm trying to do is point my knee out that way. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was this was tight.
That was the right there. You can see the moment that all the pain goes away. It's like right here.
Yep. I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And then once I lifted and was able to turn, I was like, okay, I'm good. He thought he didn't think he was doing any damage. I'm like, oh no, you were doing quite the damage.
No, that sucked. Yeah, definitely if Josh skipped leg day once in a while and did upper body day, arm day, bicep day maybe, this could have worked. But additionally, crunching your elbow down to the hip. Remember, I've said a bunch during the past 2 weeks when talking about like rotational components in strangles. The guillotine has its own, and that's when you are taking you're doing that side crunch. It's not just get your grip, rip their head off, right? You've got to crunch down. So take that elbow down to the hip. You've never heard that piece. Yes, you have, because I've said it a bunch. And I'm not going to allow you to say you've never heard that.
I think this is the fun part here.
Yeah, put the shake weight down, Josh. Build real muscle. So you go on the counter. Oh wow, this is so. You guys are in such a weird.
He's in cross Ashi on me. I'm
Yeah.
still in danger.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell? Josh got his steps in that night.
Yeah, so I go on the counter because he does have me in cross Ashi, but I cinch his leg down. So I trap his, I guess, his cross leg. And I use that to go on the counter attack. Let's see. Yeah, so his leg is completely reaping on mine, but you can see that my right leg, it's going to come down and it's going to trap his leg on top or underneath my hamstring.
Yeah.
And so now I can go in for an attack of my own. As long as I keep my left heel down towards his hip, then I'm okay. Because if he falls back at any time and can expose my ankle, then I'm in real bad shape.
You're doing the exact counter that you and I were going over like a month or two ago.
Exactly.
Where you capture that leg, bring it back up, and now you go on your own heel hook attack. And yeah, like the danger, I guess I'm really just reiterating what you're saying, but like that leg is still in danger. Where if he went on the attack, it'd be bad. There, it looks like he's kind of going for it. So Cole, for this, like you've got to just continue to treat it like a heel hook. If you set this up and are going on the attack, I know you're probably typing something really funny right now. What? I don't know what that means, but let's go back to, just to give Cole another tip in this whole position. So as you're going for this leg attack, you're in cross Ashi, you lose it, and Mike hides his heel. My very next move is grabbing the toe line and pulling it to my chest. So I'm going to use my right hand and I'm going to grab right at the knuckle, like the knuckle line of his toes. And then I'm pulling, like in this case, his pinky toe right to my chest. That's going to put some torsion on it that's going to make his heel go in the direction I want it to. It's going to expose the heel when I do that. So you can kind of grip the knuckle line at the foot, pull it in, hold it tight to your chest, and like start working backwards to get to the heel hook or the knee bar or whatever. Or I mean, hell, maybe a toe hold. But that's the idea. So like, not all is lost here. Mike has taken away the initial knee bar attempt, but you still have like tremendous control. That whole leg is isolated. You just need to grip it in a way that he can't continue to hide his heel. So you kind of have to dig it back out. But grab the toes and pull it back to the chest. And I'll show you what I mean tomorrow when we go over that. And then yeah, I feel like if we put on like the Benny Hill music when we watch Josh, sometimes it would be awesome. Like right here, that it's like slapstick comedy, man. Steven on the back. Josh riding up the center. Not a bad time to crab ride him and sit him down if you need to. Good job keeping him. Or you've got the shoulder crunch here. Looks like you were going for the reverse collar tie. Still got it, just with your forearm. Nice. Yeah. I love that sweep. I love that variation of that sweep.
I do too. It's one of my favorites.
And then what happened? Did you just go?
That was a straight arm.
Okay.
I continued the straight arm. Yeah.
Chris surfing on poor Mitchell over there. Ooh, little double leg.
This is one I really like to pull out every once in a while.
So I just want to see how Steven managed to get that. All right, yeah, just good quick level change. Cut the angle real fast.
His head was on almost the wrong side of the double. Did you see that?
It wasn't.
Low.
Yeah, it wasn't on the side that like you would expect it to be if you wanted to take somebody this way.
Yeah.
But I think with the knee block, he doesn't really need it.
Yeah, I mean, it clearly works. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not like a traditional one. Pull into leg drag, easy guard pass.
Yeah, I started it from half guard, and I did that. It's not a John Wayne. Well, yeah, it is kind of like a. It's not the John Wayne sweep, is it?
Talking like a knee lever.
Yeah, it's kind of like a knee. Yeah, it's a knee lever. So I switch my leg configuration outside in. Here, I drop my knee back, and I start to.
Yeah.
He actually promotes. He starts the back step because he feels off balance because I'm going up underneath.
Yeah.
Up his hip, and then I just continue him that way.
Yeah, Steven, I agree. It definitely looked like there was something else going on there that helped out that finish. I mean, either way, it was good timing though. Like the quickness of your level change, I think, is what. No matter what Josh was doing there, that was what really sealed that takedown.
And then Jordan.
Brandon almost on a double, just not committing, man. Yeah, commit to that, Brandon. Just get it, but also don't do it when you're already in a guillotine. So, right here, I'm not taking a shot. I am hand fighting if I need to. Udi Geishi, a little sit out if I want to. Not doing this. So, bad move.
And then Jordan, you need to be sprawling back, dragging him down. He winds up pulling guard and giving you, essentially the takedown. But I really want to see you getting your hips and legs back, sprawling, getting his hands planted on the mat, and starting the front headlock or thinking about a go behind or something of the like.
Yeah, you didn't have to end up in closed guard here. You forget that Steven's a Texan, and then he says things like hard telling, not seeing. It's like, oh yeah. You have a cowboy hat. I've seen the photo. What are you doing here? Half expecting to see you elevate him with your feet on the hips.
I don't think I had a good round this round. I can't remember, to be honest with you.
It's even funnier though when Steven says hard telling, not seeing, just because of his eye. Where are we at on that, Steven? Is your eye like still progressing? Have you gotten your peripheral back yet? Come on, Jordan. Let's see a standing guard break here, bud. Come on, bud. Oh yeah, there you go. Little bounce, little bounce. Didn't do it.
Cartwheel pass.
Excellent job, Jordan. Screw Steven's cartwheel pass. I'm tired of that. That's old news. It's like worm guard. So Jordan, this is really good. When you get up to that standing position, the next move, like if they don't just open their legs up because gravity's pulling their body down and their ankles can't hold it, hands to the knees, bounce, 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 and just push the knee down as you bounce. It breaks open the ankles extremely well. You didn't quite get there. You got sat down and you handled it beautifully. Cross the leg right over, keeping the knees pushed away. And then as you come over, very adept at getting your left arm inside the hips, so Brandon can't get his knees pointed back at you, and you settle into a guard pass. So you went from closed guard, shut down his sweep, and then passed his guard, and that's awesome. All right, let's look at Steven's cartwheel pass. I hate when it works. It's the only reason I'm talking smack on it.
I had like delusions of trying to get my hips out in a way, so I take that over the back grip, and I was gonna try and make space, but he timed the cartwheel right at the same time, and I trapped myself. I couldn't track his legs with my legs because I was too like committed to trying to get my hips out, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes right over, and yeah, so that was a fun one.
It looked like you tried to buggy choke him there for a second.
I did, because number one, I already had that over the head grip, and I was like, oh, maybe I could try and get out of the side control before he has a chance to really settle. And I think he just transitions into like a floating type of a mount instead.
Looking at Josh and Chris now. Josh making his way to a mounted triangle. Chris trying to keep. He's technically has both of his arms out of this triangle. His elbow's still caught in it, but his hand, I think his hands are connected. Josh is threading the needle here, I think, trying to get that arm back in. Might be enough to get the triangle. Is this why you were crying, Cole? Definitely, where Chris is right now is dangerous and extremely uncomfortable. Looks like Josh knows that and is asking if he's okay. And he gives up the triangle. Next time, Josh, instead of giving up the triangle, finish it. Now making his way to the back, as is Steven, almost.
He is, and then I think he's going to transition. He likes to go for the armbar from here. I remember being a really nasty armbar.
So Josh gets the finish on the back.
Jordan, good job keeping that underhook on the far side. That's what's keeping you passing the guard here. And then if Brandon watches it, I want to see, instead of the overhook on that side, I want you to frame in front of the neck or in front of the head like this, and then I want you swimming your hands in to try and fight for that underhook back. But now Jordan's in north-south. Oh yeah, so this is the arm bar. That was a tight arm bar.
Oh, so you were... He didn't get it?
He goes over the top like that, yeah. And
kind of like a Choi bar entrance.
It is. It was a Choi bar, exactly. And then I think I felt like it was in a really, it finally got into a decent spot to where my elbow was like pointing outward a little bit, and then I was able to extend my arm and get out.
Gotcha.
And then I made my way back, or finally got on top for the round for about a minute and a half left. And we had just gone over the power half. I can't get my leg up and over in the right spot. My right hook is in. So now this is a good time to try a power half.
There you go, Jordan settling into mount. You got there quickly. Brandon just managed to like catch your foot. I heard Christmas music for the first time today when I was out at the store. It made me upset. You and Steven are behind you now. So you're setting up the power half. We'll hide you for a second. Just to get a good look at the power half in use. So when we talk about that, it's where we take this far side underhook from the back, thread it through, and then take our other hand, forearm to the back of the head, make your gable grip, and then with your forearm, tuck your opponent's chin into their chest. Force them to roll over. You see that's what Mike's doing here is he tucks the chin, he raises this arm, drops that one, and that gets Steven turning over to where now Steven immediately goes to block this leg from coming over.
Yeah, he does.
Very, very instinctive reaction there. I like your reaction though. I think I talked about this with Josh. Like anytime people they decide to like block my legs, it's immediate strangle. Like just whatever's there, it doesn't matter. Just go in and set it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get it.
Hands
Sometimes
blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Mitchell and Jordan.
I still didn't get any points on that though.
I thought yesterday was Diwali. Is today? I don't know. It's not my holiday.
It's the Festival of Lights. I feel like it goes on for longer than a day, right?
I thought
Or is it
Hanukkah
just
was
a
the
day?
Festival of Lights.
Oh, I think a lot of religions have Festival of Lights.
Mitchell being savage here. Huge reap on the outside heel hook. Let's look at this again. Jordan reacting well. So Mitchell just doesn't quite have the hips isolated enough. Can work on his finishing mechanics, but this is sick. So dropping back, yeah, he doesn't have a full ashigarami here. So Mitchell's left knee is underneath Jordan, and this big reap is nice to get heel exposure, but when you don't have control over the hip, you can't really put the braking pressure on that you need. So he gets the heel exposure, but doesn't quite have Jordan's hips locked down in a way that lets him break Jordan's knee. You can use caps to show me where to emphasize the syllables. Like Diwali. I didn't say Diwali. So more D, not D. I don't capitalize the syllable you want me to emphasize. God, it's like you guys never read a dictionary. Like you all had friends and didn't do stuff like that. You know, like me, obviously. Cheetah Boy's at it again. Steven wrestling up against Brandon here. Okay, cool. So Steven takes advantage of Brandon's broken posture. Gets a collar tie. Keeps it there. Sets up a guillotine. Comes up on top. Right past the guard. into the leg scissor, the head scissor. Nice. Luke would be proud. Oops. It be like that sometimes, man. I don't know. I don't know if you were watching the stream earlier, Brandon, but you had some highlight reel defensive moments. So it hasn't all been you just getting smashed. Here, Steven looks like he's looking for the Kimura from half guard. Jordan gets Mitchell with the armbar. We'll look at that in a second. Oh, Mike, you're still hidden. There we go.
Wait.
Looks like
Chris has me in a triangle, or had me in a triangle, but I think I pummeled one of my hands in between, or another hand in between, maybe.
Dude, I'm done letting Chris mess around with triangles on me. Actually, I take that back. He's the one I need to be working on triangle escapes with, because his triangles are very tight very quickly.
Oh, that's where I popped his name. Yeah, so...
Oh, fun. You popped somebody's knee, huh?
I did. Yeah, so come up into turtle position. I go elbow deep here, and I'm going to start rotating around, and, I want him to rotate that way, to his left, and he refuses. He tries to sit back and scoop me into his lap, right, like to get to a back take. And when we did that, there was I didn't feel it. He said that there was a pop, but yeah.
Wonderful.
So we're gonna be really probably not do that very much in the near future. I did this to Josh earlier this night, and Josh was just like, nope, I can't go anywhere, and he just like flopped over, and I was like, are you okay? He was like, yeah, I just couldn't go anywhere. I was like, okay. And then Chris did this, and I was like, well,
alrighty,
maybe this is no good.
So Jordan rides up really high on the mount. Mitchell puts himself in a bad spot here, scooping that leg like this. This is one arm in, one arm out. So Jordan has his pick of triangles or arm bars here. Looks like he muscles Mitch's arm across, turns the corner, and now Mitchell is in some trouble. Did he have? Yeah, Mitchell had his arm in a bad spot. So no bueno, Mitchell. Can't be doing that. Get both arms in or both arms out. And then, yeah, when you do this to Chris, I think, so essentially this is just reaping, but with an arm in a very weird spot for anybody who's wondering why this doesn't feel good. Yeah, I think the fact that he pulled you backwards, I'm not victim blaming here. But the fact that he pulled you backwards really put that leg in a spot where it wasn't coming out. Whereas when you see, Justin was doing this to us for a while. I think after he watched, Craig had an instructional where he was doing this, but there were sit outs and angle changes along with it. It wasn't a commitment to keeping somebody in front of you and trying to get to their back. This is just an unfortunate spot to be in. Was he screaming at it? It looks like he's okay. He was just
No, he was fine. I think he heard a pop or felt a pop, and then we decided to call it for that. For the rest of the 2.5 minutes or whatever was left.
Yeah. I hope he's fine.
He was back yesterday.
Sweet. Steven wasting no time trying to trap the arms too much. Good movement with that lockdown, Josh.
Yeah, we want to see the knees going to the chest and everything, to instead of just the extension, right? To get the hips elevated and moving.
Knees up, out to the side. And Brandon, like, almost in
Right
a
on the back.
crossbody position.
Yeah, very nice. But I think he finds himself in half guard again.
I saw you, Steven, after I said that, I noticed you did have the arm traps. All right, let's look at it just to give you your due. Try not to be so flippant with my analysis. So using the top hand,
same side.
Yeah, top hand approach for the arm trap, and that's like you make it look very easy here, Steven. You commit to both your arm and his arm in here, and then you pull your arm out pretty easily while you still have space and can go on the attack. Can't see what's going on with the other side. Yeah. I mean, sure, called the straight jacket. I think my words were wasting no time with the hand fighting. I probably caught after the leg trap and just saw this.
Yep.
But yeah, whatever, dude. Cry about it. All right. Don't always get it right. God. Get off my back. Cool is tough to more. But you did enough with that lockdown. Like that's really like, I mean that's all you need to use that lockdown effectively, and like that got you safe. It maybe wasn't a counterattack, but it like disrupted his base and got you out of a bad spot. Steven looking like you were going for some funky grip variation here on the Kimura. So up to the dorsal. Watch what he does with his grip. So he's using that back wrist motion to keep everything locked in. And then it looks like kind of that, like, you know, we learned forever ago, the rodeo, like the rodeo grip break. But we normally see that with arm bars. This is interesting. You're just like kind of corkscrewing or trying to corkscrew the arm out. Here you don't have it anymore. And he just transitions the arm.
Put on the hip to keep his hips down.
Yeah,
that was a nice.
That was interesting. All right, Jordan again on a leg attack here. We saw him work in a similar position earlier.
Mitchell seems unfazed.
Cool as a cucumber.
And then making note.
Like, get out of my way, brown belt.
Not hesitating at all to get on top.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can keep him down.
After the bell, a little extracurricular activity. All right, last round. Oh, whatever, Steven. I just wasn't looking at you, all right? There was a lot going on. It's not always about you. Mitchell looked like he was trying to maybe initiate a wrestle up, but just not enough space created for it. I didn't say GD. And I don't think Mike did either.
I say it a lot.
Yeah, I do too. Jordan's looking pretty not tired for the last round here, which is scary to me.
You just had a
I like tired
with
Jordan.
Mitchell.
Yeah, man.
I'm actually really enjoying seeing him stay for the whole training.
Yeah, hell yeah.
that's really good. We're getting more and more people. I won't say that tomorrow when we're like 6 rounds in and
Jordan's like, hey, you want to roll?
I'll be like, no, I'm good, man.
It's like, grab Gavin or Braden. Be like, oh my God, somebody lighter than me, please. Great scramble. Great scramble.
Yeah, very nice.
Steven does a very good job here, making a quick move to get over the legs. But then this is like great framing. When you guys ask, like, you know, what the hell are you talking about with frames? Like a lot of, you know, I've recently been asked that by some white belts and new students, like, what do you mean frames? This is where they're put to use. Frames, it's just your arms or your legs getting in between you and your opponent, keeping and creating space. And Jordan's doing a great job here with his arms, using them as frames to not let Steven settle in chest to chest. That armpit push, awesome. I love it. Over the back, and getting his hips up nice and high, and then driving through on this little knee pick at the end to keep Steven from taking the back. That grip over the waist is what really saved the back take. It does leave him open to triangles here. Like right here, Steven can throw his left leg that's under Jordan right now, throw it over Jordan's right shoulder and enter into a triangle. But that's, you know, he could stop it, but this is like the trade-off. It's like arm over for the tight waist, stops the back, leaves you open to the triangle. I'd rather fight that fight, to be honest, myself. But let's see what Steven does here. Looks like he was on the move. There he goes. Yeah, now he gets the triangle in. I suspect a TP. Oh no. Okay.
Armbar. Oh,
not a good angle for the armbar.
Yeah, it's tough. You gotta go with. I mean, especially when you're outweighed like that. You know, like your partner can break out of the triangle pretty almost effortlessly sometimes. So
yeah,
you do have to put in some arm pressure to. Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
Missed it.
Yeah, you got to put in the arm pressure in order to like coax them into the triangle a little bit deeper. But here, this is what Steven was talking about, how he would like follow it. So Jordan postures up in close guard, and Steven's like, nope, not today. He's not giving him his posture back. He's tracking him up. And then he's using this, you know, like it's classic Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, right? When they talk about like the hip bump sweep and what can you do like to pair with the hip bump sweep, right? When the hip bump sweep fails, well, you know, you're already over that left side. So now you can throw your arm up and over and hit a guillotine. And so that's exactly what Steven does here.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like he never even fully committed to a hip bump. He like rode him up.
Yep.
And then Josh, earlier we talked about the rotational finish on this guillotine. Look how Steven isn't trying to pull Jordan's head off of his body. Right here, I can't like get a better example of this out of the stream today. This is that sideways crunch. Crunching down, elbow down to the hips to get the guillotine pressure on. Meanwhile, Josh is on Mitchell's back. Mitchell riding up the center.
Really nice shift there. So the forward shift can be used in the front headlock position, but with those crab hooks that Josh put in on the back of Mitchell's legs, he was able to shift him and give a forward shift on the back as well. Because Mitchell's doing a really good job of trying to get his shoulders down to the mat. And so in order to do that, he's just riding his weight up to Josh's chest to try and hopefully fall off and cut an angle. So Josh notices that he can't really put in an effective strangle there, and so he does that forward shift in order to get, you know, set back into a better position.
Beats the arm trap. Good instinct by Mitchell to try to sit up. He got a lot of space between his back and Josh's chest, but Josh chased him down and got it back. You know I said it, Josh. You can't make it to blue belt at our school and not have been told about that. I refuse to let you have that one. Jordan trying to get the level change. He pushes up on Steven's arm and shoots, but a little slow on the shot. Steven adjusts well. Steven's looking to either throw a triangle or maybe an omoplata, or he can just set him up close guard.
Yeah, still covering him up like he was doing before. Trying not to let him get any space to break out of the close guard. You know, Kimura.
Step it over.
Beautiful. Around. Just trying to go around for that the Kimura back take.
Yeah. Good stuff. Just a wristwatch grip 2 days before this.
Yeah, he did. He was using a gable grip the whole time, all last week to finish guillotines with a gable grip.
Oh wow! All right, then yeah, you're an idiot and you never paid attention to anything. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Josh. Let's see. Yeah, cool. Really good stuff. I'm glad we got to go over the Monday footage. Looks like you guys had learned a thing or two, not just about back mount over the last 2 weeks, but even about guillotines for some of you. So that's great. If you guys like what you're seeing, please follow if you're lurking in the chat. If you're following and you really, really like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe. You can use your Twitch Prime to help out the chat, or any one of the other tiers and all that fun stuff. Subscribe over on YouTube as well, where you guys can... Oh, question from Blake.
Go ahead, Blake.
Subscribe over at YouTube. In the meantime, if you guys want to watch this to review any of the moves that we talked about, as well as bring things to class or ask a question here. What is the inner school quintet thing Luke emailed about? Excellent question. And one we're probably going to get asked a lot, because I don't think everybody watches some of the professional jiu-jitsu events. You say let's see a lot. That could be offensive to some of us. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about your feelings, Steven, or your vision. Quintet is a competition style, a pretty unique one where there are 4 teams and there are 5 people on a team. And the way it works is, 2 people compete, so one person from team A, one person from team B, they'll compete. It's submission only, and a time limit, I think like 8-minute round or something like that. If someone is submitted, they lose, and the person who won stays in and goes against the next opponent on team B. If nobody taps, then both of those opponents are out. Second person from team A goes against second person from team B, etc. This was something we decided to try at the school kind of on a whim, just one, because it's a really cool, fun format, and you'll get to learn a little bit more about some strategy and all that, but also for anybody who either wants to compete and wants to like get their feet wet with it, this is a pretty safe, relatively stress-free way to do it. And you're not spending $120 to go compete for 12 minutes and then call it a day, even though your whole Saturday is wasted after that. It's really more than anything about having fun at the school, and putting to practice some of the things that we're learning, but really just to give you guys a chance at competitive experience if you're not interested in competing at like Naga or anything like that, or if you want to compete and get a little practice in. So we can talk more about the rule set, Blake. It's purely exhibition. If you guys want to do it, fill out the questionnaire that Luke sent out. If you don't want to do it, then come watch and have fun and yell at your classmates and tell them they suck when they tap and all that fun stuff, which I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of. At 40 kilogram weight difference, I think it goes down to like 4-minute round. Yeah, I think you're right. There is something with that. But we're in America, all right? So we're going to do pounds. Yeah, great question though, Blake. Yeah, well, and that's another thing. Like we're just gauging interest, and then as people are interested, we'll set things up. We'll figure out more of the rule set and all that stuff. So yeah. See, 20 kilos. Oh, that makes me feel a lot better because yeah, I think everybody's like 44 pounds heavier than me at least these days. We're all going into the fall, and this will probably be after Thanksgiving.
I wish.
Yeah. Good night, Joshua. What else? Anything else? Moving on to leg attacks next week. So if you guys are unfamiliar, definitely come to as many classes over the next 2 weeks as you can. Learn as much as you can. If you're intimidated by leg locks, don't be. We'll keep it all pretty simple for you guys. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Go trim your nails and do your laundry and do not be sinky. And we will see you guys back on the mats. Take it easy.
Later.